Okay, let's just jump right in. The single biggest mistake people make with AI, it isn't about the tool they choose.
No, not at all.
It's that they completely ignore the process that they're trying to fix.
Yeah.
You automate a broken manual process and you don't get a solution. You just get faster chaos.
Right. It's a classic trap.
So the real goal, the key, is to build a system, a flywheel that sustains itself, not just collecting a bunch of shiny apps. And that's our mission for this deep dive.
Welcome to the deep dive. And I think what's so fascinating is that we're finally moving past just the cool features of AI. We're talking about business architecture now.
Exactly.
We're trying to build a system that's predictable, something that automates lead gen, closes deals, delivers the product, all without you having to manually push a button every 5 seconds.
We're looking for that engine, that momentum.
That's it. A flywheel is just a loop where every single action you take makes the next step stronger. So you build up this momentum, and crucially, it doesn't just stop because you take a day off.
It keeps spinning.
It keeps spinning.
Yeah.
And we've dug into the source material to pull out the specific 10-tool stack you need to actually build that engine.
And we have a pretty clear roadmap. We're going to move through 4 stages. First, finding quality leads. Then, nurturing and closing those deals. After that, instant delivery.
And then the final piece of the automation layer that basically glues it all together into one machine.
So let's start at the beginning. Lead generation. This is really where most businesses fall apart. They chase volume, that old spray and pray method.
Yeah, they think more is always better. More leads must equal more sales.
But it's so counterintuitive. The sources use this metaphor I love. You don't need a telescope to find more people. You need a microscope to find the right people.
Surgical precision. That's the game, not just casting a wider net.
And you see the cost of getting this wrong in board meetings, right? I mean, we've all heard that story. The CMO is celebrating thousands of cheap leads.
And the field team knows they're worthless because they're just not the right fit for the product at all.
It's organizational negligence, really. Founders chase more because it feels productive, but the math just never, ever works out.
Quality and consistency. That's the only way this whole thing becomes predictable.
Okay, so that brings us to tool number 1, Apollo. This is your AI sales engine. This is the microscope we were just talking about.
And think about just how precise you can get with it. You're not just searching for marketing managers.
No.
You're searching for, say, heads of marketing at SaaS startups with fewer than 200 employees located in California and Washington who just raised a Series A funding round.
That's a world of difference. You get a list of a few hundred perfect contacts in seconds. And with a list that good, you can actually run real experiments on your messaging and your value prop.
But a great list is still just a list of names. You have to turn those contacts into actual conversations. And that's where tool 2, Clay, comes in.
Right.
Apollo gives you the who. Clay adds the human layer, the why they should talk to you. It's what we call an enrichment tool.
So enrichment just means adding real personalized data. Clay goes out and finds recent press mentions, their career history, what they've been posting on social media.
It's like you're stacking these little Lego blocks of data to build a custom story for each person.
And that completely changes the outreach. You go from that awful, generic, hi, I help companies like yours with marketing, to something like, hey, I saw your recent product launch in the fintech space. The point you made on LinkedIn last week about scaling challenges really hit home.
That's the whole game right there. That shows you did the work. It plants a seed.
So given that power of hyper-targeting, how does this quality over quantity mindset really change the math for a startup?
It lowers acquisition costs by ensuring every outreach has a higher chance of conversion.
Okay, so we've found our leads, we've qualified them, and now we hit what the sources call the silent gap.
This is the black hole where deals go to die. It's that space between someone showing interest and you actually following up consistently.
The stats on this are they're staggering. Research shows you are 100 times more likely to reach a prospect if you respond within 5 minutes of them visiting your site.
100 times. And if you wait just half an hour, they're gone. They've moved on. Their focus is somewhere else completely.
And here's the crazy part. Only 7% of companies actually do this. Only 7% respond that quickly.
Which means 93% are just letting potential revenue evaporate.
So that gap is where tool 3, Brevo, comes into play. It's your digital sales rep working 24/7.
Yeah, and the data is so clear on this. Most leads need something like 6 to 8 messages before they're even ready to talk. Brevo makes sure those nurture sequences actually happen.
And nurturing isn't just about sending emails on a schedule. It's about staying in their head by teaching them something useful. You have to provide value.
If you're not, they're just going to tune you out. You have to be the obvious person they think of when they're finally ready to buy.
It sounds so simple, but it's almost impossible to do manually, especially for a small team.
It really is.
And honestly, this is my vulnerable admission here. Even with all these tools, I still wrestle with this. That consistent, high-quality, personalized follow-up is always the first thing to break when you're under pressure.
I think that's true for everyone. That's why you need the automation. And once they're warmed up, you just have to remove the friction of booking a call. That's tool 4, Calendly.
So simple, but so critical. It just kills those endless, what time works for you email chains.
Because friction kills deals. Every extra step is a chance for them to lose interest.
Though it's probably worth noting, for your really high-value leads, like a huge enterprise client.
Oh yeah, for them, you use the human touch. You dedicate real time to that relationship. But for almost everyone else, automation is about speed and consistency.
So if consistency is the goal, what's the bare minimum for value in one of those automated sequences?
You must teach them something valuable. Otherwise, they simply won't listen.
All right, we've found the leads, we've nurtured them. Now we're in the closing phase. And the friction here is just immense.
I mean, this statistic is wild. The source material says 60% of deals fall through after the person has said they want to buy.
60%. They're ready to pay, but the process itself is just too clunky.
It's a huge bottleneck for what people call RevOps, your revenue operations. And to fix it, you have to master 3 things: the proposal, the pipeline, and the payment.
So let's start with proposals. Tool 5 is Gamma. And this is all about the power of visuals.
Right. Our brains are wired for it. We remember something like 65% of what we see visually, but only 10% of what we read as text.
So a good visual proposal is just fundamentally more persuasive.
And with Gamma, you can just use a plain English prompt, something like, make me a course outline for teaching beginners how to use ChatGPT responsibly. And boom, it generates a professional-looking deck or a PDF in minutes.
Not days.
Not days. And that speed is a massive advantage.
So you're shifting your response time from, like, the speed of bureaucracy.
Yeah, internal reviews and all that.
To the speed of an actual conversation. Next up, Tool 6, Airtable. This is for getting your pipeline out of chaos.
And the example they gave was just insane. A $20 million startup running their entire sales pipeline in Google Docs.
I can't even imagine that. It's pure chaos. Deals get dropped, follow-ups are missed. It's a nightmare.
So Airtable gives you that structures, filters, simple automations without the massive complexity or cost of a full CRM like Salesforce.
You can start really simple. Columns for deal value, what stage it's in, the next action needed.
Right. And then you can automate it. So if a deal moves from proposal sent to negotiating, it can automatically create a task for the rep to follow up in 3 days.
It's flexible, it's simple, it works.
And then the last piece of friction is payment. That's tool 7, Stripe. We have to talk about the hidden cost here. The source mentioned a founder with a RevOps team of 3 people.
3 full-time people.
Costing about $360,000 a year just to manually track payments across a bunch of different spreadsheets.
That's $360,000 in pure overhead. Just because the systems weren't connected. Stripe just removes all that complexity.
Yeah, it handles subscriptions, one-time payments, invoicing. It just has to be seamless. If it's not, you lose the sale right at the finish line.
Okay, so how does Gamma's speed actually let a business move faster than its rivals?
It shifts response time from bureaucracy speed to conversation speed.
Okay, so the strongest driver for repeat business, according to some big studies, is delivery speed. It's just that simple.
Yeah, the stat is that customers are 2.5 times more likely to buy from you again if they get what they paid for within 24 hours.
And the focus here is on 2 things: instant applications and instant assets.
Which brings us to tool 8, Lovable. And this one is, it's truly revolutionary. This is where AI really takes the wheel. It builds working apps from plain language.
So you just type what you want.
You just type it. Build me a menu page with item photos and an order-ahead checkout system connected to Stripe. And Lovable just builds it, the design, the shopping cart, everything.
Whoa. I mean, just imagine scaling an idea from a sentence to a fully deployed app in minutes, not weeks of coordinating with developers.
That's the power. It just collapses the time from idea to result. It accelerates the whole flywheel.
And for digital assets, there's Tool 9, Gumroad. So if you're selling courses, templates, ebooks.
Gumroad is your invisible store manager. It handles the payments, the taxes, the receipts, and it delivers the digital file instantly to anyone, anywhere in the world.
Okay, and finally, tool 10, the glue, the automation layer that connects everything.
Right. This is where most systems break down moving data between all these different apps. An automation tool makes sure that flow is reliable. And we're looking at two big ones, Zapier and N8N.
Zapier is the OG. It's the original. For your first 100 or so simple workflows, just use Zapier. It's stable, it's easy, it connects to everything.
But, and this is a big but, we have to talk about cost. Zapier charges you for every single task. And when you start doing thousands of tasks a month, that gets really expensive really fast.
And that's when you graduate.
That's your graduation point to N8N. It's built for scale, it's built for power, and it gives you cost control. You can self-host it, which is often way cheaper.
And you get data sovereignty. You control where your data lives, which is a huge deal for a lot of companies.
Exactly. And it's getting easier. They have this new Vibe automation builder where you can just chat with the tool in plain English to design your workflow. It removes that technical barrier.
So the framework is simple. Start with Zapier to learn, and then move to N8N when you need the power and cost control at scale.
So when do you actually need to make that switch from simple Zapier workflows to the more complex N8N infrastructure?
When cost control, power, and data sovereignty become necessary at volume. So when you stack all 10 of these, you can really see the flywheel in action.
You see the connections.
Apollo finds the leads, which feeds Clay for enrichment. That feeds Brevo's nurturing, which gets the meeting on Calendly.
Then Gamma makes the proposal, Airtable tracks the deal, Stripe takes the payment, and Lovable or Gumroad delivers instantly.
And it's all connected by Zapier, or NN. It's a self-spinning system.
But, it's not just about picking the tools. Before anyone rushes out to do this, there are 3 really critical warnings we need to share. First one, good enough beats perfect.
Right. Perfectionism is the enemy here. Speed comes from actually doing things, from shipping and improving, not from sitting around planning forever.
The second warning, clarity beats complexity. We can't say this enough. You have to fix your manual process first. If you automate a confusing, broken system, all you're building is faster chaos.
Logic has to come before automation. Every time. And the third one?
Don't be intimidated by the jargon, APIs, webhooks. Just ignore all that. The beauty of this modern stack is that the tools handle the complexity for you.
So you just focus on the business outcome you want.
Exactly. You don't need to be a great coder anymore. You need to be a great systems thinker. A clear goal is way more important than knowing how to write code.
So the big takeaway then is that the laziest way to make money with AI, it's not really about being lazy.
Not at all.
It's about building smart systems that work for you. Systems that can grow and scale and make money even when you're not actively working on them.
And look, building a system like that takes patience. It takes persistence. Every single expert who has mastered this was just a beginner at one point who just refused to quit. So start building your flywheel today.
Go build yours.